Hey guys, I thought maybe I would be able to bridge the gap a little bit between us by doing a video to start the discussion. I'm really missing the face-to-face interaction with y'all, and I hope that by my doing this, it kind of brings us closer together as we move through the rest of the semester. I knew virtually nothing about Abraham Flexner and the Flexner Report when I proposed this as my historic topic. You know, I was bumbling around on Google and saw, oh, the history of medical education, and I was like, choose this. I think my intention was to step back and reflect on the shared experience of medical school that all my constituents and learners go through. But the further I dug, the more I realized that it's actually quite complicated and a little bit controversial. So what I presented to you, or what I've attempted to do, is provide a high-level overview of the Flexner Report. You know, it's a book-length, very dense manuscript, not unlike the Dewey book that we're probably all trying to get through right now in preparation for our end of the semester reflection. Is it directly useful to you? Probably not. Does it lay a foundation for launching into other topics that probably are? Yeah, I think it does. I think that it would be considered a philosophical groundwork for medical education in the United States and probably also abroad, because Flexner did eventually go over and do the same thing in Europe. So if I've been egregiously unclear on anything in the report, let me know. I'd be happy to provide clarification, more details, whatever you need from me for us to have a fruitful discussion. I've got a mountain of journal articles, so I'd be happy to go through those and provide any clarification that you need. So to start our discussion, I thought that maybe we should look at a couple of three of the controversies that came about as a result of the Flexner Report. The first one is a YouTube video, is in a YouTube video that's kind of like dark web conspiracy theory, but it does, raise the question of what were the unintended consequences of, standardization, and it also gets a little bit into big pharma and how, that plays into medical education. And I would be naive to say that it doesn't, because it does. We have stopgaps in place to try to address that, but I don't like to dwell on it. So if you want to watch that, it's gorgeous. It's a gorgeous video. Of the three, I would recommend watching that as opposed to reading the other two. But the other two, so the next one is an article that was put out around the 100-year anniversary of the Flexner Report, and it speaks about the American Medical Association's apology to black physicians. One of the consequences of the Flexner Report is that all but 2 or 3 historically black medical schools were closed. And this article talks about the institutionalized racism in medical education. And I think that today that's something that's timely. And I think that in this class, we do have the space to talk about it. So I'd be anxious if anyone wanted to take a look over that and like the timeline that the AMA published regarding the history of black physicians. So there's option number 2. And then the third one is it speaks about physicians in rural areas. And similarly to the elimination of a lot of black medical schools, a lot of the rural medical schools were eliminated. It's an amateur website. There's a lot of broken links, and it goes over a lot of information. But the thing that attracted me about this is that it feels like, a really plaintive discussion from a physician. And I kind of like when I stumble on these like blogs and everything, because these are, it's a direct link to the people that I develop education for, and it gives them permission to talk about things that normally they wouldn't get to. And, they're not going to, none of my physicians are going to bring up the Flexner Report in any of the sessions that I have. Even when we talk about history, I'm working on another historic session for our upcoming meeting, but this, we don't talk about it. But back to that website. I think the thing that really drew me in the website, the rural education website, was that he started it with a quote, which is, "Don't be disappointed if you don't solve in one weekend what Flexner did in 50 years." And, that really resonated with me, because while it's been more than a weekend of me sort of reading about this and working on the presentation, we can't fix it all. But I think it's important that we start to have a discussion about it. So thanks everyone for taking the time to watch the presentation and listen to me talk at you on video. I'm looking forward to our discussions, and please let me know if there's any clarification you need or anything that I can do to help make this a good experience for you. All right, take care. See you on the boards.